I don't know. For me, there's always like, no matter what I'm experiencing in the moment, knowing it's temporary helps.
So the genetic condition I have is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It is a connective tissue disorder. I have a diagnosis of the hypermobility type. Um, so, and it kind of like is like a domino effect where it just sets off a whole other a bunch of other conditions to kind of happen. That's where the POTS comes from. It's where for me, where the mast cell activation comes from, and so on and so forth. I've been experiencing pain my whole life, but the first time I like remember going to a doctor about it, I was probably about 6 or 7, and that was for headaches. It seemed normal because a lot of my family members are also sick. I thought living in pain was a normal experience. Yeah, I did have my own jewelry business where I did metalsmithing um, and that was going pretty well until I got sick. And well, I say I've always been sick, but in 2022, when I had that medical crisis and kind of got diagnosed, they sent me to an occupational therapist because my hands were incredibly hypermobile. And at that point, they told me my fingers would become so easily dislocated, like you could just apply a tiny bit of pressure and the bones would move out of place.
Mm.
And so at that point, they kind of were like, "You're not really able to do this anymore." And that was really hard. Yeah. And that's why also you see me wearing all these rings is to help keep my fingers protected. So this piece is ink and gouache, and I used what they call is a wet on wet technique where I applied water first and then applied the ink and gouache, and that's how it gets all those really fun kind of smear patterns. I was experiencing headaches and nerve tingling and just all these symptoms all at once. And I think we were actually visiting family. And so I was trying to get the feeling down on paper because I couldn't even verbally convey what I was feeling. It was so overwhelming. And so that's how this piece kind of came to be. It really, I went into it with zero plan and just trying to um, capture a state of being and what I was going through and feeling in that moment. I'm always very careful with the colors I choose uh, because colors do invoke emotion. And so red and yellow to me are always more kind of anxiety, but yellow also has a tinge of hopefulness to it.
Because I think whenever you're feeling large amounts of pain or having a really bad chronic illness day, there's always that hope that tomorrow will be better or the day after that will be better. I don't know. For me, there's always like, no matter what I'm experiencing in the moment, knowing it's temporary helps.